Hello and welcome to the Daily Space for today, Friday, February 21st, 2020. I am your host, Dr. Pamela Gay, and I am here to put science in your brains. And I'm noticing that the notes that just came up on my screen are entirely the wrong notes. So I'm going to fix this out, start over again. I hate everything. Sometimes gain is loud. Okay, I can fix that. Sorry. So many things failed. You'd think it was a Monday. Let me pull up the correct notes. I'm not quite sure what I did wrong, but those are my notes from yesterday. Let's see. That is the one I want. Okay. We'll have a redo. And since I'm currently not talking anyways, we are going to have a moment of dogs and a thank you to Alara Sophia for her sub. For those of you who are new, we thank people with cuteness around here. And by cuteness, I mean doggos. Make it rain! So now you get to see all their happy fluffy butts. Happy fluffy butts. Notes. Alien life found on Enceladus. No, sadly, that is not what my notes said. I wish that I had something that exciting to report today. I do not. I do not have anything nearly that exciting. But I do have, yes, wiggle butts. There are indeed wiggle butts down here. All right, so let's try and get back to doing the news. All right, let me find all my buttons. So here we go. Hello and welcome to the Daily Space for today, February 21st, 2020. I am your host, Dr. Pamela Gay, and I am here to put science in your brain. So, a bunch of years ago, I started a project to look at the language used in press releases. It wasn't funded research, so I didn't make a lot of progress, and I plugged away on it in my spare time, but I never quite finished it. And sometimes I read through the news that we have flying at us, and I think of that work and think I need to get back to it because I think there's some lessons to be learned. Today was one of those days when I was reminded of that research. In my inbox, I found 2 press releases that couldn't have been more different in the language they used to try and alert the world to new science. In the first press release, we found out that there's a pair of stars in this globular cluster. This is Terzan 5. And these 2 stars are together undergoing a rarely seen phase in evolution. This system consists of 1 neutron star and 1 lower mass companion star. And due to their close orbit, the neutron star periodically steals material from its companion. As that material falls toward the neutron star, this material gets swept up into an accretion disk that can be seen in the X-rays. The X-rays are these... Nope, that way. Are these, now I can do it, green screening, not always that great at it, are these bright colored blots that you see. Each of those little specks is either hard, soft, or medium X-ray emission, combining to present, well, a map of where all the X-ray sources are in this cluster. This material in the accretion disk will periodically cascade onto the surface of the neutron star, transferring its angular momentum and accelerating the rotation of this neutron star as the material transforms this dead star into a millisecond pulsar. That millisecond pulsar is then visible in radio light. This is a gradual process that can take billions of years as all the material slowly spins up the neutron star ever faster and faster until it goes from being, well, always being an X-ray binary to always being a pulsar. But in between these only an X-ray and only a pulsar observational stages, as this process nears completion, the star, the neutron star, can oscillate between states, sometimes appearing as a pulsar and sometimes not. Astronomers studying Tarzan 5 have noted particular X-ray source, CX1, that appears to be going through this series of oscillations. Since this is a temporary stage in the life of a rather rare kind of star, catching one in the act of evolving is like catching a nearly extinct species of butterfly at the moment it emerges from a cocoon. Sure, you can do it if you look hard enough and long enough, and it will be remarkable when you succeed. This team of researchers, publishing with Michigan State's Arash Barmain as the lead author, they succeeded in documenting 16 years worth of transitional behavior from Tarzan 5. And this is a remarkable data set that illuminates the complex processes that go into spinning up pulsars and binary systems. This press release focused on the dual nature of this object and did this, well, in a way that didn't overplay what is going on with excess adjectives. Overall, this is a nice science result with an evenly written press release that explains the science instead of selling the science with a lot of flashy hoopla. More of this, please. This is how I like my press releases. Now, in contrast, today's press announcements also included an announcement that the halo of the Sombrero Galaxy is populated with metal-rich stars that could only have found their way to this weird location through some kind of a merger event in the past. In astronomy terms, metal-rich stars just mean they found stars that formed from material enriched through multiple supernova and other mass loss events. This material has a higher concentration of heavy elements than, well, our universe formed with. In general, metal-rich stars can be found most often in the dense disks of galaxies. Our own sun is a metal-rich star. At the same time, the largely empty galactic halos, those are mostly metal poor. In describing this system, the press release used words like unexpected, defied expectations, surprising, and unusual. Now, to be fair, we haven't seen galaxies with a large population of their halo stars appearing to be metal-rich. This is indicative of some sort of particularly egregious collision, sending young metal-rich stars in all directions. We know these kinds of events happen because we see them. There's dead bug-shaped carcasses of colliding galaxies all across the sky. And we also know that merged carnage, well, it will eventually stop being just carnage and transition into looking back like a normal galaxy. This is how galaxies form. Galaxies merge, and then they settle into new, larger shapes that include disks like we see with the Sombrero Galaxy. This is, again, how you get massive galaxies. Things merge. It is cool that such a beloved object has had such a wild past, and it is remarkable that this team was able to use photometric metallicities of individual stars to get at this result. I love that we now know that galaxies can kinematically settle into such a placid-looking shape after experiencing violent mergers. This is good science that is really interesting. The problem with this press release is they say it is unexpected that this galaxy experienced a major merger. And then they throw every adjective at their description. Again, mergers are how you get big galaxies. Mergers are not unexpected. This is what gets me about this press release and so many others. As a scientist, I can read this release and think that's the wrong thing to be excited about because I have a context for understanding the research. Most stories coming out of this result will be missing the context and miss the point that this system is just one more piece of evidence that galaxies grow through hierarchical clustering and can hide the dynamical effects of these mergers given sufficient time. Or put differently, small things merge together and over time look normal again. Bottom line. Apparently, I like my press releases with fewer adjectives that aren't related to the who, what, where, and when of it all. Give me your blue, give me your hot, give me your small, but leave the unusual, unique, and universal adjectives behind. I get why this happens, though that Sombrero story is going to get a lot more coverage. And the good folks at Space Telescope Institute know exactly how to maximize clicks. Everything they did will get them the press coverage they want. They did their jobs. The science here is good, and it does deserve publicity. I guess I'm mad that our science needs a stylist to get it attention, and we need to label things as unusual to get them views. All right, I'm stepping down from my grouchy soapbox. I have one final news item. There is a new instrument putting out science on the Hobby-Eberly telescope. This is an illustration. This is not an actual object. The new Planet Finder Spectrograph is designed to measure the gravitational effects that close-in planets have on their stars while eliminating the possibility of a star or other object being present. This allows this instrument to validate the discovery of planets found via the transit method, which looks at dips in a star's light. Literally the how faint does the star get as the planet passes in front. Dips alone could be something else, like a massive star spot. By seeing the transit and seeing the gravitational tugs together, it can become possible to confirm planets faster while getting more data to use to characterize the mass and size of this newly discovered world. In a new paper in the Astronomical Journal, a team of Penn State astronomers has demonstrated the power of the Planet Finder spectrograph by characterizing a 2-Earth mass ice giant orbiting in the habitable zone of a red dwarf star 100 light years from Earth. This object, G940b, was originally discovered by Kepler and now gets to move from the suspected planet column to the list of confirmed planets orbiting alien stars. And that cool discovery is going to round out our show for today. Thank you all for being here. This has been The Daily Space. I am your host and the writer of this episode, Dr. Pamela Gay. Today's episode is actually going to be produced by me because Susie Murph, our regular producer, is off on a well-deserved adventure. And we are a product of the Planetary Science Institute, a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to exploring our solar system and beyond. We are here thanks to you. We are able to pay our staff a living wage thanks to the generous contributions of people like you. Your subs, your bits, your patronage at patreon.com/CosmoQuestX allow us to, keep our servers going, write our software, and otherwise just make everything a little bit better. And as always, we thank you with cuteness. Go get it, fur butts. In this case, just off camera, because I apparently can't throw, our doggo's getting bits. So I am now here to answer your questions. Go ahead and please put a purple circle with a purple star in front of your question to make it easier for me to find. I'm going to scroll up to the top and see what there is to see. Once again, thank you, Wayne Johnson, for your bits at the beginning. And I'd like to thank Stumpy Ahoy for your bits at the end. It's always good to get book ended with bits. Let's see what else is in here. Thank you, Alara Sophia, again for your tier 1 sub. Enjoy your awesome emotes. Let's see what else is in here. Stella just stretched adorably off screen. So Larry goes stealing. Do we really call the exchange of stellar material in Tarzan 5 non-consensual? Well, I'm pretty sure that that companion star that is literally committing suicide at the moment, no, it's getting murdered at the moment. I'm pretty sure murder is usually non-consensual. Thank you for the more bits. There, I threw better this time. Happy fur butts. Happy fur butts. Who am I thanking? Thank you, Paranor. Thank you, Ed Thompson. Oh, that deserves a lot more. I know, Eddie is so excited. So excited. All right. And thank you, Broken Symmetry. Thank you, Broken Symmetry. Scrolling back up. So I stand by my claim that the neutron star is stealing content from its regular companion. Let's see what else is in here. Yeah, it was a sad rant, Paranor. I know. It's just, these are the things that make me grouchy on Friday mornings. Yeah, so Grommet too, I'm okay with marketing. So for instance, the press release on the binary system had it titled Jekyll and Hyde star because it's changing states. And they used some clever things like that to call attention to the fact that this is a star doing weird stuff. But they didn't overhype what they had. The Sombrero result is a really pretty picture. So they knew that they would get attention. And they never once said galaxies are formed through mergers. And so they ended up making it sound like it was weird that a galaxy had undergone a merger. And they even exacerbated that by highlighting how our own galaxy is constantly undergoing merger with small dwarf galaxies that we're consuming. No, galaxies form through mergers. So there's hyping and then there's overhyping. Let's see what's in here. So Ed says, so basically the new Planet Finder Spectrograph can verify the Planet Hunters test data. Correct. I don't know if it can verify test data. I think it should be able to. This is me trying to remember what hemisphere Tess is currently observing. Tess is going to be doing both northern and southern hemisphere observations, and this will be able to verify northern hemisphere observations. So my only pause is, which hemisphere is Tess currently observing? Thank you, Stumpy Ahoy, for the bits again. Thank you, Ed Thompson. Thank you, Paranor. Thank you, Broken Symmetry. Newsflash. Unusual rain of breakfast material stirs action of dog stars. Yes. So Larry asks, will the Tarzan 5 murder end in a supernova? Serves the murdering neutron star right? I don't know, because I don't know if there's enough mass in that companion star to push the neutron star over the edge. They said that it's a small star, but I don't know if it's a big neutron star. I also don't know what mass that companion started at. So maybe. I don't know if we can measure the masses at this distance to figure that out, but it's possible. Graham's like, Tarzan 5 will be impeached. I have it on good authority. And no, sadly, we've proven impeachment is no longer a thing. But this is a no politics show, and I apparently need to be thwacked by a mod. Sorry. It's all good. Just a little too close to home. All right, so today is Friday. This means that we're going to be recording Astronomy Cast in about an hour and a half. Today's topic is going to be how big stars like Betelgeuse die, and we are going to be highlighting what Betelgeuse is up to. Early reports I saw today are that Betelgeuse has finished its leveling out at minimum and may be starting to move up in brightness again. We don't know how fast. We don't know how much. Last week's Doctor Who. I need to catch up on Doctor Who, Trekker Kev. That may be a thing later tonight. But for me, I have a few more hours to go before I get to start thinking about those things. So I'm going to round out this episode. I'm going to go record the podcast and get it posted. And I will see you all back here in an hour and a half for Astronomy Cast. So go enjoy your day. It is also Picard Day. This is also true. Give us a follow and always get an alert to tell you when we're going to go live. We are to do the entire wall of text. This has been The Daily Spaced. I am your host, Dr. Pamela Gay, and I wrote today's episode. We are normally produced by the fabulous Susie Murph, but she's off on a grand adventure, so I will be producing today's episode. We are supported by you, our entire team, me, Annie, Susie. We're here thanks to the generous contributions of people like you who give bits, who sub to this channel, and who support us over on patreon.com/CosmoQuestX. Patreon is really one of the best ways you can support us. It allows us to get you more content in your inbox and let you know more of what's going on. So if you have a little extra to give, we will give you science in return. And there's other ways you can help us out. Consider leaving us a review wherever you find podcasts. Share us with a friend. Let others know, hey, there's science to be found on them there internets. And that's it. That's all I've got for today. Go forth and be awesome. Wherever you are in the world, have a fabulous morning, evening, or afternoon. And hopefully I'll see you in an hour and a half for Astronomy Cast. Bye-bye.